Everybody, happy holidays and welcome to Hit the Books, the only weekly realistic fantasy booking podcast in the WWE universe that does a show on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you all are having a good one. Hope you got all the presents you wanted, all your stockings filled with candy. I know I did. I have a great story about that, Mikey. But until we talk about that, let me introduce you first, Mikey. And that is, I've already said your name twice. It's Mikey Manfredi. How you doing, Mikey?
Today, I am no longer the spicy nugget. I am the holly jolly nugget.
You're still a nugget, though.
Still a nugget. Always still a nugget.
You could have done the holly...
But I am the holly jolly spicy nugget.
You could have been the holly jolly
Christmas,
giant.
Baby.
Could have been...
Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate. Hope you're having a blast. It is that time of year, everybody, and we are stoked on it.
Yes, we are. Christmas is the thing. It's also great because it's 2020 is it's the last holiday of 2020, basically. I guess New Year's Eve, kind of.
New Year's Eve is kind of a holiday.
Yeah.
Actually, with this, it's definitely a holiday because we could kick 2020 right out the fucking door.
Yes, which is ironically, I feel like what we've been saying for every year for the past couple of years. But
I can't wait to wear my SCU shirt on New Year's Eve that says this is the worst year I've ever lived in.
That's great. That's perfect. But we're getting it down now. We're here talking about the Christmas holidays, Mikey. Mikey, what is your do you have a favorite Christmas memory?
I mean, we do this. It's just Christmas in general. Because, there's nothing really that, super stands out because my family basically does the same thing every year. Mm-hmm. I mean, this year's going to be different, obviously. But, basically we do the same thing every year. So it's just always a blast because I get to see both sides of the family. I get to see my cousins on my dad's side. I get to see my grandma and grandpa on my mom's side. It's Christmas Eve because we do the whole Italian thing where we make lobster tails and seafood and... all the Feast of the Seven Fishes, the whole thing. You bust out
the Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Have you never heard of this?
No.
Oh, you're not Italian, right?
I am as white meat baby face as possible.
I am Italian American, and that is literally it. So a big Italian tradition, like a big Italian family tradition, is Feast of the Seven Fishes, and on Christmas Eve you don't eat meat, but you eat a ton of seafood. So my grandma makes baked clams. We make shrimp, clam sauce. We make lobster tails. There's shrimp franchise. It's all really good.
So we celebrate the Polish traditions for Christmas Eve, which also includes no meat on Christmas Eve. But I like how the difference between Polish and Italian is that basically what we do is we don't eat meat. And we give out a plaktek, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's kind of like communion wafers, and basically you go around and break off a piece of the other person's, and then you sort of wish them good wishes, goodwill for the new year, and things that you've appreciate about them. Just sort of give it back to them. I like how that's the Polish tradition, and the Italian tradition is no eat meat. Okay, we're gonna ramp up fish production and have way more fish food.
Listen, it's an Italian holiday. Obviously, the way we celebrate is by eating. Are you surprised? That's how Italians celebrate literally everything, is by eating.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. I mean, I'm not going to blame you on that one.
Don't get me wrong. I love it because I love to eat.
Oh yeah,
I love this tradition.
Yeah, we Jesse and I celebrate a good Christmas. Obviously, with all the pandemic and everything, we were planning on going up to Delaware for Christmas to see my mom and my brother and sister and everything, and obviously that got thrown out the window because numbers kept rising, and flying through the busiest airport in the world, not in the world, but in America, at the Atlanta airport. during a pandemic.
During Christmas.
It just all started collapsing in on itself. And we're like, okay, maybe not a good idea.
Maybe not.
But because of that,
small personal Christmases, everybody.
Exactly. So because of that, we're getting we got presents mailed to us from our families and everything else, and Jesse and I filled our own stockings and all that sort of stuff. But backstory on my life is that we still get Santa presents, even though nothing happened, nothing changes when you're become an adult in regards to Santa. But even then, even despite that, we still get Santa presents, and Santa still fills up our stockings and everything. And Santa has basically gotten me and my brother and sister usually it's like the same stuff, but every year, 100% for like the past decade plus, it has included in our stockings one of those money bank Tootsie Roll containers filled with Tootsie Rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember these from when you're younger.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. That's like how my great grandma, who isn't with us anymore, who she used to get us Hess trucks, the new Hess truck every year.
Okay,
was the tradition.
But so because I wasn't coming home for Christmas, I made sure to buy them for Jesse and myself and put it into our stockings. Come to find out, Christmas morning, Jesse also bought one to put it into my stocking.
Listen, you just gotta save up. You just gotta eat a ton of Tootsie Rolls and then save up.
And when we got all the Santa presents and everything,
to make Christmas treats.
When my mom delivered, my mom mailed in all of her presents and apparently all of Santa's presents, because apparently it's coming through my mom's house for some reason. Santa, we filled up all the stockings with the Santa stuff, and apparently Santa also got us, Jesse and I, Tootsie Roll containers. So we have 5 tubes of Tootsie Rolls, and on top of all the rest of the candy that we have.
Time to make some Christmas treats with the Tootsie Rolls.
I'm terrified, man. I'm gonna eat so much Tootsie Rolls. I've already gained so much weight.
You know what you could probably do?
What?
You could probably I don't know if Tootsie Rolls melt like just regular chocolate.
Of course not. Of course not. They don't do anything. All you do is eat them, and they don't melt down. They have no melting point.
If you can melt them down, you can probably melt them down and make hot chocolate bombs out of them or something.
Hot chocolate bombs? What are hot chocolate bombs?
You know what a hot chocolate bomb is? Ooh, hot chocolate bombs are fun.
Are they
hot chocolate bombs are
can I
molded.
Guess what they are?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, they are. So you have hot water, right? You have hot water in a cup, but the hot chocolate bomb itself is a marshmallow with a butt ton of chocolate coating, so that when you put it in the hot water, it melts into making it hot chocolate and marshmallows.
Okay, you're close. Also, I need you to... we need to stop real quick. Stop real quick. You make your hot chocolate with water, you're a monster. Anyway.
I am.
Moving on. Moving on from that, because I do not want to go off on you right now. Because we're supposed to we're being holly jolly for Christmas. And the holidays. And I don't want to pop off on you right now. But you were close. A hot chocolate bomb is... it's not a marshmallow coated in chocolate. What it is a chocolate sphere.
Yes.
Which is hollow, and on the inside is powdered hot chocolate and mini marshmallows.
Okay.
So when you put the sphere in the mug first, and then you pour the hot milk, or I guess if you're a monster, water over the top of it to melt the chocolate, and then the powder, and then the chocolate melts and the powder mixes in, and the marshmallows come up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was close and correct.
You were close, yeah. You had the concept right of putting something into.
I'm glad I did.
A hot liquid of your choosing to make hot chocolate, and it the chocolate melting and being hot chocolate. Yeah.
Well then, let's with all that out of the way, with all our Christmas traditions out of the way, I love learning about what people do for Christmas, and I've never had a hot chocolate bomb, and I'm sure I can't wait to find some
Oh,
online.
they're really big. They're I would say they're really like popular now. I'm sure you can find one at your local grocery store.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll go to the local Kroger or Publix or whatever, try to find some, and
Also,
go home.
if you can find molds, you can make them yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably true. That we do have. Well, we don't have mini marshmallows. We just have the giant marshmallows.
You have a ton of Tootsie Rolls.
Yes, I have a ton of Tootsie Rolls. So what am I going to do with all this stuff? I have Kit Kats and Tootsie Rolls.
Make a hollow sphere out of them and fill it with hot chocolate.
I'm going to make a hollow sphere out of the marshmallow. Don't ask me how. I'm just going to do it.
I mean, you can.
Probably could. Okay, well then, let's get into the actual program of the show today. It is Christmas after all, so we want you to get back to your holly jolly Christmas times, folks.
This is true.
So we are here booking what we do every single week, which is book our own versions of Raw and SmackDown. I'm the head writer of Raw, Mikey's the head writer of SmackDown, and like we said, we're writing our own versions of those shows. We've done it every single week for years, 2 years. So we are here on Christmas Day to tell you what we've written for Monday and Friday, because you know WWE is doing shows on Friday Night SmackDown on Christmas Day. You just know it. Got to celebrate Christmas.
Can I just say my SmackDown is pre-taped.
Yes, I'm sure the one on actual Christmas next week or this week, and
it's got to be pre-taped.
It's got to be pre-taped,
like especially in this era where it's like super easy to pre-tape it.
Yeah, well, they have the Thunderdome and everything. They can easily pre-tape stuff.
Pre-tape it.
Yeah. Pre-tape it. Yeah, just do that. Just do it. Either way, anyways, we're running back off of the TLC pay-per-view, by the way. So we're here. It's a return home show. It's the Christmas celebration. It's all those sort of things and more. So let's get into it, Mikey. Let's reveal what we've done. Let's go open up with Reminding That Raw with Edge, the rated R superstar himself, Edge.
Edge opening up the show now.
Yes, coming off from his TLC victory over Dana Bryan. He opens up Raw. He wishes everyone happy holidays and thanks WWE Universe for being with him through all of this. He thanks his wife, Beth Phoenix. He admits, look, without her, I probably wouldn't have I haven't won the match, honestly, at Sunday. She was the reason for my win. She's the reason I'm doing this today. And you all witnessed that firsthand, so thank you, Beth. Big emotional moment from Edge. He continues saying that that tonight he received an early Christmas present. And that present is that he gets one final opportunity to put Dana Bryan and Chad Gable away in the rearview mirror for good by facing them in a tag team match tonight, and he gets to choose his partner. See, he says he's been thinking about it all morning, and he has some people in mind. Suddenly, Randy Orton's music hits.
Uh-oh.
For the first time since the draft, Randy Orton is on Raw.
Yeah.
Orton hugs Edge, and they're all buddy-buddy. They're reminiscing about Rated RKO and stuff, talking about Christmas, all this, all these sort of. Randy Orton's like, yeah, man, we're at rated back in Rated RKO, and remember this stuff, and your classics.
I love it.
Orton thanks Edge for choosing him as his partner tonight. He's excited to get back on track, and what better way than some old school Dream Team action? I imagine big pop from the crowd. Edge welcomes Orton, but says that he hasn't made a decision yet, but he's been thinking about it. As much as he wants to, he thinks he needs to step away from the dream matches for a bit and look towards the future. So he'll thank you, but I'll still think about it, buddy. That sort of stuff. It's awkward.
Buddy,
it's awkward now.
I don't know how Orton is going to handle the rejection.
Oh, Randy Orton, he handles rejection quite well. I'll have you know. I'll have you know that
he's going to be perfect. I'm sure he'll be perfectly rational about it.
Of course, they don't call him rational Keith Orton now, do they?
Viper is usually pretty rational.
Exactly. Moving right along to the first match of the night, and that is going to be Aleister Black taking on Toni Nese. Aleister Black gets the win here, and after the match, he lifts.
You're telling me this wasn't a Toni Nese squash match? Come on.
Well, Toni Nese gets.
Look at those abs.
He gets a little bit of action in this match, but he doesn't ultimately get the win. Black puts him away with the Black Mass. Is Black Mass? keep forgetting the finisher's name. I want to say it's
you got it.
After the match, Black lifts Nis up for one more Black Mass, hits it. So got one for the pin, one for the post win.
One for the win and one for the road.
Yes, exactly right. Aleister Black, he looked more brutal and vicious during this match.
He didn't need the Black Mass Tony Nese twice.
No. Well,
that was unnecessary.
He needed to do it at least once to get the win.
Mr. Aleister.
Yeah, come on, Al. Next up, we got a video package. It's a sit-down interview with Paul Heyman. Heyman says that admittedly TLC was sort of a disappointment. The match was Roman's, but one slip and that's it. But he says that Roman's not done. We believe that Roman believes that he belongs at the head of the table, and I'm going to make sure that we're there once again. That's why I'm announcing that Roman Reigns will officially be in the Royal Rumble. And we already have his number, but before he can say what that number is, Roman interrupts and pulls Heyman from the interview, scolding him for saying too much.
How dare you? You stop that right now, sir.
Whap!
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Poor Paul Heyman.
Yes.
Just gets backhanded.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if that's canon, but either way, Roman doesn't want Paul Heyman to talk too much to the press, as much as Paul Heyman might like to do that. That's maybe what's happening.
Telling Paul Heyman to stop talking is like telling a dog to stop licking peanut butter off of something.
Well, you don't have to give the dog peanut butter. Like, why do you have peanut butter lying all over the place, Mikey?
Exactly. And then it's the same thing. It's like, why give Paul Heyman a mic? You know he's going to talk.
I guess that's fair. Moving right along, we have a singles match, sort of a blow-off match from the pay-per-view. It's Tommaso Ciampa with Cruz and Tozawa versus Oni Lorcan. Sort of that blow-off from the pay-per-view. The match happens. Tommaso Ciampa gets the win here. After the match, One Nation does their One Nation thing. Ciampa goes to break Lorcan's arm. Heavy Machinery run out to try to save Lorcan again, like last week, but Cruz and Tozawa cut them off this time. Ciampa proceeds to break Lorcan's arm. Lorcan's out for 6 weeks.
Ryan casually injuring his entire roster.
Casually injuring him, making sure he's home for the holidays. It's a good thing for Tommaso Ciampa. He's making sure Oni Lorcan's home for the holidays, and that's what better way.
That's how you're gonna spin this, as Tommaso Ciampa being like dispersing Christmas miracles.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Dad, I thought you were gonna be working on Christmas. I'm so glad you came back with a broken arm.
Exactly. Now you're getting
Merry Christmas. Now you get to spend the holidays with us and with a broken arm.
Now you're getting it. Well, Ciampa's definitely not the Grinch. He's Santa. He's Santa Daddy.
He's Santa, and his presents are broken arms.
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa is Daddy Santa.
Is Tommaso Ciampa just Krampus?
No. I think Krampus is
dispersing punishment this Christmas.
I mean, Krampus is obviously the Fiend.
Oh, duh.
Step back, sir. Moving right along, we got a backstage interview with Shayna Baszler. Baszler says that on Sunday she proved once again that she is the women's division. You may think you are tough enough to take on me, but as Candice LeRae learned this last Sunday, you are mistaken. I came up in the octagon, created by the hard steel, the brutal blows. I had to learn how to be tough to survive. Candice LeRae never had that. She never had to learn how to be tough. She just learned how to bake and do whatever at Disney or whatever she was doing. She wanted to be tough. Well, I needed it so badly that I became it. So, next time you think you can take me on, Candice, think real hard. Think real hard about what I have done to you and what more I can and will do. Charlie Caruso then asks if she's looking at any other potential challengers. Baszler says that there's not a single woman in the entire division who can match up to my level. I've made that abundantly clear. Charlie says that people are keep mentioning Rhea Ripley's name about a new number one contender. Baszler responds saying, I said, no one. So there we go.
Doesn't even care. What about Rhea Ripley? Who cares? Says Shayna Baszler.
second week in a row where like she doesn't really have words about Rhea Ripley. It's just sort of like, who cares?
It's whatever.
She has words about Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Sonya Deville, but when it comes to Rhea Ripley, it's just sort of like,
Could Shayna Baszler be possibly underestimating her opponent here?
Maybe not even underestimating. Maybe scared of her opponent.
Also, a very interesting thought of Shayna Baszler being scared of anyone.
That's just true. Moving right along, we have a 'Tis the Season 6-man tag. This one between Peyton Royce, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke, taking on the nasty-ass team of Sonya Deville and the women's tag team champions Nia Jax and Tamina.
The nasty-ass team. Why is it the nasty-ass team?
I don't know. It's just that's a group of heavy hitters on that side of the roster.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people who are gonna beat the lights out of somebody for sure.
Yes, they're all wearing black. They're all shoot fighters. Apparently,
they're all wearing black.
They're all
the
known
other
to
team
injure.
is wearing red and green for Christmas.
Of course. And funny enough, the Christmas team, who could have guessed it, the 'Tis the Season 6-man tag, gets the win when Mandy Rose pins Tamina.
Ooh, that's big.
Yes, Rose pinning one half of the women's tag team champions. That's pretty big.
It's very big. I would argue very big.
Yes, and Peyton Royce being on the winning side of a tag team. There we go.
Right.
The full Christmas story there.
Finally winning without it being the Iconics.
Exactly right. Next up, we have a backstage segment where Bryan is actually scolding Chad Gable about TLC, saying that Gable's probably not the future of wrestling because of what happened. Gable says that just because I try to help you win, but just because you didn't doesn't make me not the future of wrestling. You lost, Daniel. And when he says you lost, Daniel yells back that he did not lose. Beth Phoenix illegally entered the match, and they deserve a rematch. It is only fair, Gable. Gable questions this, asking Bryan that if you don't get what you want, you just demand a do-over, questioning. Bryan tells Gable that now he is learning, because yes, that is what you do.
You keep going until it goes how you want.
Exactly right.
Daniel Bryan with a very weird message of don't give up, I guess.
Perseverance means ignoring yourself losing.
Don't learn from your mistakes at all. Just keep trying again until you get it right.
Not even that. Like he's like, it doesn't count. I need a rematch. Moving on, we got a singles match, big singles match. In my eyes, Rhea Ripley taking on Liv Morgan in singles competition. With, of course, Green and James in Morgan's corner here. Rhea Ripley gets the win, but this only win comes from a disqualification when, Ripley has Morgan on the ropes, and then Green and James both attack Ripley, resulting in that DQ win for Ripley.
Okay.
So
right.
a win for Ripley, but she's getting beaten up 3-on-1 right now.
A win for Ripley, but at what cost?
Exactly right. After the match, while that 3-on-1's happening, while Ripley's getting beat down by Morgan, Green, and James, someone's got to make that save, and that someone is going to be Ruby Riott.
Whoa, Ruby Riott on the other side of Liv Morgan here.
Yes. Ruby Riott is coming in to make the save. Ruby Riott and Rhea Ripley, that's a great looking team right there. But yes, Ruby Riott making a save against.
That's a very like punk metal team there.
Yes, it is. You love to see it. But yeah, it not only do you have the Riott Squad stuff there with Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, you got just a great looking team in Ruby and Rhea. If I do say so myself. But yeah, we'll see what the purpose is, I guess, of that save next week. Because next up,
I'm very excited to see where that goes.
Speaking of next week, we have an announcement that next week it will be McIntyre versus Dijakovic in a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship. We immediately cut to a backstage interview with Drew McIntyre where he says that he's wanting to face Keith Lee for the WWE title for a while now, but before he does that, he needs to get something off of his back, and that person is Dijakovic. Once he does that, he can focus on challenging Keith Lee, and next week, surprise, surprise, Christmas came early, or late, because it's going to be the Monday after Christmas. Next week is when it all comes together. When I face Dijakovic, and by beating him, I then become number 1 contender and face Keith Lee. So everything's coming together for McIntyre here. All he needs to do is beat Dijakovic next week.
Everything's looking up.
Everything's looking up, Drew McIntyre. Boo-da-doo-boo-da-dee-dee. Moving right along into our main event of the night. It's Edge and a mystery partner of his choosing, taking on Daniel Bryan and Chad Gable. Daniel Bryan and Chad Gable walk out first. Edge comes out next. Edge is at the top of the ramp. And he sort of, has a microphone, sort of talking about that, he's been thinking about it. And he's come to the decision. Bryan, you're right. You got to look for the future. And why not look better at the future than the man that is holding the United States Championship, Ricochet. Ricochet comes out, and he is Edge's tag team partner for the night.
Nice. Ricochet and Edge.
Ricochet and Edge.
I don't know. I had something, but it disappeared.
Really fell apart there. Well, I'll tell you this much. The winners of the match, I'll tell you the finish, actually. Daniel Bryan's in the ring. Edge spears Daniel Bryan, but he's not the legal man. The legal man is at the top of the rope. Ricochet, 630 onto Daniel Bryan. 1, 2, 3. Ricochet and Edge win the match when Ricochet pins Daniel Bryan.
All right. Big there. I love it. I love the win for Edge and Ricochet. Daniel Bryan taking another big loss. I guess we'll see how he ignores this one.
How he ignores this one and how he tries to get comeuppance for the second loss.
Because he definitely didn't lose.
No, he did not. But yes, and that is it. That is it for this week's episode. Not this week's, but this week's Monday Night Raw.
All right. Nice, big Raw, big way to end it. Happy ending for Christmas. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions or concerns about booking wise or where I'm going for anything?
I'm very excited to see Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott on opposite sides of a feud.
Yes,
that'll be very interesting and neat. And I like the team of Ripley and Riott. I think that'll be really cool. A little bit of R&R,
R&R.
RR and RR.
God, we'll just call him Team Pirate.
R.
Oh man, I really broke you. God
damn it.
Ruby Riott comes out with a peg leg. A parrot on her shoulder.
Ripley's got like the tricorder hat.
Yes. We're going to do a whole pirate theme now.
Flawless. Anyway, I really liked Raw. I liked your Christmas. Your what was it? 'Tis the Season six man tag. I liked it a lot.
Yes.
And I liked that the Christmas team came out winning again. I like Peyton Royce was actually on the winning side of something.
Yes. You got to. Okay, then. That is it for this week's Raw. If you like that show, you can go to Twitter and vote on which show you thought was better, Raw or SmackDown. But before you vote, you gotta listen to find out what happens on SmackDown.
Yes.
So, Mikey, take us away.
All right, open it up SmackDown. We have Kevin Owens, the new Intercontinental Champion. Owens grabs a mic and he says, at TLC, I showed Sheamus who really deserves his Intercontinental title. I'm still sore as hell almost a week later, but that won't stop me from proving that I deserve this title. To do that, I'm going to be holding an open challenge tonight. If you want a shot at this title, then come and get it. Owens waits in the ring for his opponent, and Samoa Joe comes to answer the call.
Yeah, baby.
So our opening bout is Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe for the Intercontinental Championship.
Big time Hoss match. Big time match. I feel like the former feud over here earlier this year. I think it was like in Money in the Bank is when they had a match. I'm gonna look that up real quick. I know they fought over the U.S. title at some point. Where was it? Oh yes, Money in the Bank is when they fought over the U.S. title. So yeah, we're gonna a little bit of a callback to that feud.
Yeah. So match number 1 is Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe, and during this one, Joe goes to lock in the Coquina Clutch, But when he falls back to lock it in, Owens rolls through and pins Joe's shoulders to the mat and gets the 1-2-3. Kevin Owens retains his championship. Kevin Owens leaves with his title, and Joe is visibly pissed, and he starts to, after the match, he starts to destroy the surrounding ring area, throwing the stairs, throwing the announce chairs, just getting really pissed off that he lost in the way he did. And he's not happy about it.
All makes sense. It all makes sense. No, yeah, great start to the Friday Night SmackDown, reminiscent of their Money in the Bank matchup earlier this year. Reminiscent of Kevin Owens' U.S. title open challenge stuff. I love to see.
Though that one was open challenges he didn't want to do but had to do.
This is accurate. Now look the difference between heel Owens and face Owens. Still doing the open challenges, but now he wants to do them.
They're on his own accord this time. Exactly
right. I'm looking, by the way, at the Money in the Bank matches. This is just this was like May or something. I think. And just what a wild card we have in front of us right now, I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this right now. What are some highlights here that I can look at? What do we got? We got the last team standing match, One Nation versus Drew Gulak and Mustafa Ali. God, man, look at that. Drew McIntyre versus the Demon, Finn Balor. The women's Money in the Bank match, the men's Money in the Bank match. When Matt Riddle was still Pete Dunne was still here too. I forgot.
Anyways. Yeah,
no, I just got distracted by this. No,
that's okay. We had a wild card months ago. Only months ago.
It's really weird looking at these old cards.
It's crazy how quickly things change in like how quickly we go through feuds. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm looking at a WrestleMania card, and it is wild. what I'm looking at here. It is all right. Honestly insane.
So let's get into segment number 1 of SmackDown. We got the New Day and the Street Profits backstage throwing a Christmas party for the staff and the locker room.
Hey!
Wood says, "Wow, this party rules." Montez Ford responds, "Of course it does. With us and you guys teaming up, of course it was going to be awesome. How could it be bad? We're the two best party throwers in the WWE." Montez Ford says, "No way it's going to be bad, and I would like to propose a toast." He holds up his solo cup. Everyone in the room pays attention to Ford. "I just wanted to say happy holidays, and whatever you are celebrating this wonderful season, this party is for you." Everyone cheers and gets back to partying. Then Morrison and Andrade arrive and generally just start being jerks to everyone in the room. Cutting in line for the buffet, baby. Spilling people's drinks by accident.
Yeah, sure, quote unquote by accident.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're just being kind of dicks. The Street Profits walk up to them and warn them that if they keep acting up and ruining the vibes, they'll take care of it personally.
I like the threat. You don't want to ruin the vibes, folks. You never want to ruin them vibes.
You need good vibes for a Christmas party.
Yeah, exactly right. You need solid vibes. And Morrison and Andrade aren't bringing them. Maybe, in their defense, they're probably upset about what happened at TLC.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's fair.
I don't blame them. They're lashing out, which is not appropriate, but I don't blame them.
It's inappropriate because this party was supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it's the harsh vibes. Mellow out. You gotta mellow your vibes.
After that, we have Toni Storm and Piper Niven taking on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the second match of the night, in which Toni Storm and Piper Niven pick up the victory against Bliss Cross.
Hey, solid UK tag team there.
Yeah, very, very good tag team. I'm very excited to see I'm very excited for what the direction I have these two going in. I really like this tag team, and I think they work really well together. So I'm very excited to continue that. So next up, after that tag team match, we have our video package, and we have an episode of the Firefly Funhouse starting up. We see Bray Wyatt standing by the door, dressed as Santa, of course, and which is cracked open. He seems to be talking to someone behind it. He closes the door and sees the camera, and he says, "Ho ho ho! Hello, my fireflies. I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. Today we have a very special Christmas episode of the Firefly Funhouse. We have a very special guest here to celebrate with us, even." He's someone, Bray that.
I like to imagine he's in the full getup. He's fully dressed up as Santa. Everyone's like all of his not toys, but the characters in Firefly Funhouse World all wearing like elf hats.
They're all elves. Yeah, they're all little elves.
I love it.
Okay. After he says that, Bray pulls down his beard and he says, "Just kidding, kids. It's just me. Santa's out working on getting the Christmas presents to everybody tonight."
I just like the better idea of like Bray Wyatt being like, "Just kidding, guys. It's me, Bray Wyatt. Santa doesn't exist."
It's me. He pulls down his beard. He says, "It's just me, kids. Just kidding. Santa's out there getting presents to everybody this year." But we do have that very special guest, and that special guest is someone who has accomplished a lot here in the WWE. He has fans all over the globe, and he's your Universal Champion, Sami Zayn. The camera pans over, and we see Sami Zayn tied to a chair with the Hurt Glove shoved in his mouth. Sammy, of course, tied to the chair with festive Christmas lights.
I was going to say, it's got to be Christmas lights or some sort of...
It's Christmas lights tying him to the chair, and he's got the Hurt Glove shoved in his mouth.
Itchy garland or something.
Oh, yeah, like tinsel. Bray pulls the glove out of Zayn's mouth. And...
He's got, like, garland, lights, and tinsel, and on top of it, he put, like, a star or something.
Sami Zayn is the Christmas tree. In the fire. That's great. All right. So the camera pans over and we see Sami Zayn wrapped up in the chair, and Bray pulls the glove out of his mouth. And he says, "Merry Christmas, Sammy. How you doing?" And Sammy says, "Let me go, you lunatic. How did you even get me here?" Wyatt is visibly sad, and he says, "Now, Sammy, you're a guest here, and that's no way to treat your host, especially on the holidays. It's not very polite to call people names like that. You aren't showing me very much respect." Sammy says, "I don't care, you're crazy, and I gotta get out of here." Sammy struggles in his chair, which falls over, and Wyatt says, "What's wrong, Sammy? No, why are you being such a Grinch? Why are you being such a Grinch and leaving so soon? Maybe you'll want to stay when I introduced the other guest." The lights go dark, and Bray Wyatt goes under the desk, and he slowly rises back up as the Fiend. And the Fiend has a big sack.
Gross.
has a big like Santa bag. Comes up from under the desk. Sammy freaks out, manages to struggle out of the ropes that were tying him to the chair. Sammy runs to the door and opens it, and when he opens it, the Fiend is standing in the doorway. He takes the bag and puts it over Sammy's head. And then the camera cuts from it puts it over Sam. It's like we're in POV of Sami Zayn, and the bag like goes over the head and it goes black. And then when we come back to the next shot, the Fiend like throws the bag over his shoulder, looks in the camera and says, "Let me in." And then the camera cuts to black.
And then he winks. "Let me in." Wink. Oh, man, that's great. That's great. I really like that. I really like... I think, like, the key to the Bray Wyatt Fiend dynamic is to make it, like, horror, terrifying creepiness. Like... the Bray Wyatt character of the duo should be like offsetting, like off-putting.
I think that's what I'm going for, you know.
I feel like that's also what it needs to be. Is like it needs to be like off-putting.
Bray needs to be a little off-putting and not like just a children's host.
Yeah. You need to be
I get the like I love it. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving it. Like I love where it's at. Like the he's still like doing like the whole Firefly Funhouse thing. He's being like a children's TV show host, but also a little bit disturbing sometimes.
Yes, it needs to be like off-putting because if it was just I'm the host, then it's like, oh, okay, you're just a cool guy host person. You really need to play into the offsetting of like I like the idea of him being like a children's host while his Christmas tree is a person that he has tied up. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, this is weird. This is not cool.
Yes.
And then you reveal a fiend, and it's just like, oh, crappity crap.
Mm-hmm.
Frankenstein's monster, sort of.
I'm not gonna lie, Ryan. I underestimated how hard it was writing these Funhouse segments and writing for the Fiend.
There's a voice.
And I give you props, honestly, for doing it. It's tough.
No, I think you did a very good job. There's a voice to Bray Wyatt that you have to find. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, like, find the thing. But I love the continuation of Bray Wyatt doing multiple jobs. Him being Santa, him being
I like to
boss.
imagine when he goes from Santa to, like, interview, like, talk show host on Sami Zayn, he, like, rips off the Santa suit, and it's just, like, his normal getup, but also just a clip-on tie.
Did I ever talk about that?
And like a coffee mug that says, like, best fiend or something.
Yes, world's best fiend is what I think I said.
Yeah.
Did I ever say that, like, that was just supposed to be an analogy of Vince McMahon? That's what Boss Fiend was like, oh, he's just Vince. That's all he is.
It's very good.
Yes. But yes, let's continue with SmackDown.
Yes, after that video package, we have match number 3, which is Mastiff taking on Kalisto, and Mastiff getting the win. After the match, though, Mastiff helps Kalisto to his feet and shakes his hand.
Yes, England's own Dave Mastiff, being a nice, good Christmas boy.
Yes, definitely.
I'm glad we didn't put Dave Mastiff in the Christmas Santa getup.
We could have.
Could have.
Listen, it was right there.
It was right there, but no, I'm glad we didn't. But yeah, nice little good guy.
You know who's got to be Santa. Come on,
Braun Strowman.
Not what I was thinking, but also very good.
Oh, Otis, I guess.
I was thinking Mick Foley, but yeah.
No, yeah, I guess. There's a lot of big
because I don't have Otis. If I had Otis, still it would definitely be Otis. Yeah. But I don't have Otis, so it's not Otis.
I think one of these times for Christmas, we need to have like there are multiple Santas, and then there's like a fatal 4-way in the main event.
What would that match be called? A festive 4-way, probably.
Yeah, probably. But it's gonna be like Santa Braun, Santa Mastiff, Santa, I don't know, Drake Maverick. It's gonna be a fatal 4-way between all of them.
Santa Big Show.
And then the special guest referee is Santa Foley.
It's a festive 4-way.
Yeah.
All right. So after match number 3, we have a segment where we come back to the party, which is still happening, and everyone is still enjoying themselves despite Morrison and Andrade still being dicks.
Hey, they're just lashing out. Boys being boys.
Ooh.
No.
Bad take.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Breezango end up arriving, and the party is actually thrilled to see them. The New Day welcome the new guests. Breezango accepts the welcome and say that they're stoked to be at the party. They've been super excited about it all week, since they told him about it. Then Andrade accidentally bumps into Xavier Woods, who spills his eggnog all over Tyler Breeze. Breeze gets pissed off that he's got eggnog in his hair and shoves Woods into Morrison, who then shoves Kofi, and Morrison, Andrade, and Breezango team up on the New Day and start to beat them down.
Whoa!
Yeah, things get a little heated once everyone starts shoving each other. Then the Street Profits see that New Day is getting teamed up on and come and make the save and even the odds. The party goers disperse and the brawl continues until GM Page comes in to break up the fight and yells, "Enough! I approve this party so we can get some holiday cheer on SmackDown, not so you guys can have a place to fight. If you want to fight, you'll do it in the ring. All of you," she points to the New Day and the Street Profits, "are going to take on all of you," points to Morrison, Andrade, and Breezango, "in an 8-man tag match tonight. However, since you ruined the holiday party, we'll take that holiday spirit to the ring in a Miracle on 34th Street fight."
Oh my god! Miracle on 34th Street
8-man tag match.
Oh my god!
A Miracle on 34th 8-man street fight.
Jesus Christ! Well, I gotta say, was not expecting the heel Breezango here.
You know what? You know what's funny? I was looking at my my tag team list here, and I have 2 heel tag teams and 4 face tag teams. And I was like, Christmas party, perfect time for a heel turn.
I mean, that's no better the time. And looking at the rest of your roster, it's what, Street Profits, New Day, and the Usos, who are the new tag team champions. No, it makes sense. It's got to be Breezango if you want to even them out.
Yes, so Breezango's going to even out the squad here.
Yes,
and become heels. And I wanted the moment of Woods spilling eggnog on Breeze, since they are best friends in real life.
I think it also makes sense for Breezango. You know, as much as we love to see like the gritty heel turns and stuff, it makes sense for a team like Breezango to turn heel when someone spills eggnog on themselves, ruining their clothes and hair. Like, it's just the dynamics of that team that makes more sense for them.
Like it's a Christmas party. There wasn't going to be a gritty heel turn here. It was going to be a Breezango heel turn here. It wasn't going to be like a super serious one. It's a Christmas party. We were going to have a stupid little thing happen.
This is fair.
Listen, it's fun, right? I don't know.
I like it. I like it. No, I like it.
All right. After that, we have match number 4. We have Natalya versus Carmella, and Natalya ends up picking up the victory. And yeah, that's that.
Good for her.
Nothing here. Nothing else here. Just Natalya getting a win.
Good for Natalya. Getting a win, just a solid win. I gotta feel bad for Carmella though. Carmella getting the loss.
Yeah, I need to take Carmella in a new direction, I think, and I'm trying to figure out what that is.
That's fair. It's interesting that there's no single push here for Natalya. Was it Banks? And Natalya can be heated up easily for a in-between win sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Not expecting Natalya to win the title off of Banks. But, I gotta feel bad for Carmella. She's gotta figure something out, figure something new for herself, because Staten Island Queen is so 2017.
Yeah.
Or 2016.
So last year. After that, we have a backstage interview with Sasha Banks. They ask her how it felt to retain her title over Charlotte Flair at TLC. And Sasha Banks says, turns out after all that talk, the queen couldn't step up to the boss. She ran her mouth all that time, and it turns out at TLC, I proved she was all bark and no bite. I made the queen tap out and retain my SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm the boss. I'm not just going to give up this title. If someone wants it, they're going to have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. Sasha, lifts up the title and walks away from the interview.
Yeah, the boss, baby. Sasha Banks, the boss. Mandalorian's own Sasha Banks, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this time the child is her title.
Yeah, yes. The child is her title. Here she is, Tornado DDT.
She has a new custom belt that looks like Baby Yoda.
Let's really lean into it. Unlike WWE, let's really lean into the Mandalorian crossover.
Yeah. All right. Well, after that, we have our main event of the evening. We have Morrison, Andrade, and Breezango taking on the New Day, and the Street Profits. The New Day being Kofi and Woods, with Big E ringside. In a Miracle on 34th Street fight, 8-man tag match.
The best main event.
Yeah. And in this one, the New Day and Street Profits get the win.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, baby.
And do you mind? I have a little bit of a segment afterwards.
No, go for it.
Okay. Afterwards, the winning team goes under the ring and pulls out gifts they all have for each other. The New Day give the Street Profit their gift, and the Street Profits give the New Day their gift. Woods opens up the gift from the Street Profits to find a new trombone.
Hey!
I like to so my headcanon for this is that the trombone Woods' trombone got broken in the street fight.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just really good timing.
Yes. Perfect.
Woods lost his trombone in the street fight, and then the Street Profits pull out their present, and it's like, here you go, and he opens it, and it's a new trombone. And then the Street Profits open their gift, and it's two golden solo cups for them.
Perfect. You love to see it, folks. You love to see the kindness from the Street Profits to the New Day, and
the two teams like hug each other and like celebrate their win and their new gifts.
I like did New Day give them new solo cups and stuff?
Yeah. That's why they gave him golden solo cups.
Sort of a gift. It's kind of a gift to the Magi situation.
Yeah.
They both had to be used, and they both no longer have them. But hey, here's the more stuff. Oh, there we go. I love it. Solid SmackDown. Solid Christmas SmackDown with the Christmas party of New Day and Street Profits. What a team there. I love my boy Mastiff getting the win here. Feel bad for Carmella. I loved the Firefly Funhouse bit. Really like that. I love Kevin Owens, what he started doing. I'm interested to see where that's going. Royal Rumble around the corner. You never know. I know for a fact, however, that SmackDown... We don't know when the Royal Rumble is at the time of our recording. We're recording this before TLC and actual W Universe proper. But so we don't know exactly when the Royal Rumble is going to be, but we do know for our universe that SmackDown's going to have 4 matches at your disposal. I only have 3. So
4 matches for me this time. Oh boy.
Yeah, so get excited. One of them obviously is a pre-show, but get excited.
I'm always excited.
Yeah. Since at TLC you had like barely any.
It's fine. I got there.
You did get there. But I like it. But we're not yet done with this episode of Hit the Books. We have one more thing left to do, and that is the randomizer.
Yes, of course. Can't forget the randomizer, or else it will rain its fury down upon us.
That is true. That is sadly true. That is sadly accurate and true. So we are going to hit the randomizer. The results are in for the poll, Mikey, and the winner is you.
Yay!
SmackDown wins the poll.
Pulling another one.
Just crushed me too. It was real bad. I don't know what I did wrong, but it was just real bad, real bad. So yes, that means because I lost the randomizer, then you get to hit me with it, and let's see what happens. The randomizer, if you don't know, it's basically, if you're new here, folks, let me welcome you in. It's basically a list of like 40 plus items that will keep us realistic. That's what we talk about. We're being realistic. It allow injuries, allow sort of changes out of nowhere. Vince is just like, I want this to change. That sort of allows us to do. To keep things fresh, keep things moving, and allow us to sort of add. I think the most creative you can be, because we're in sort of a sandbox, so adding some constraints like that kind of, I think, help me a little bit. I don't know if they help you, Mikey, but if it's like all of a sudden like, oh, I can't use this person, and like, okay, then I can do something else with this person.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. So, Ryan, I have your randomizer roll.
Okay.
And the randomizer has chosen fair trade.
Oh, no.
Raw and SmackDown must agree on a trade between superstars.
Okay. Okay, then. Ryan, okay, then.
I want you to know.
It's a fair trade that we both agree upon?
We both agree upon. I'm looking at your roster right now. I'm not looking at any of your results or anything, I promise.
Appreciate it.
I want to say right now that more than anything, I want to give you Billy Kay so you can have the reunion I've been wanting.
Interesting.
Of Peyton Royce and Billy Kay being like, it's always been you, Billy. I can't tag with anybody else. No one else is iconic enough.
Oh my gosh.
So
okay.
I'm looking forward to a Iconics reunion. That's definitely one direction I want to take this fair trade.
Now, is this fair trade, it has to be of equal value, or can it just be like can you give me Billy Kay and I give you like Randy Orton? You know what I mean?
It says must agree on a trade between superstars. So I'm assuming it's whatever for whoever. Because as long as we both agree on it, I guess then it's fair.
I guess it's fair. Because I'm looking at Billie Kay's value, and the people closest to her are for Raw are DeVille, Ciampa, Cruz, LeRae, Cedric, and Eric of the Viking Raiders.
Interesting.
But what if I don't want Billie Kay?
Are you telling me you don't want the Iconics?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, what if I don't want Billie Kay?
Well, then we make up another solution because we have to agree on it. So if you don't want Billie Kay, then I have to. We have to come up with another deal.
I gotta shop around and look at your roster.
I'm also looking at your roster.
What do I really need on my show? What if I just took one of your tag teams?
Then I would take one of your tag teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I'm going to take the Usos.
No! Alright, if you take the Usos, I'll take LLC then.
Yeah, I guess that's a good, fair trade. I would be like, no, you can't have them. What do I really need on my roster? What do I need on my roster? As I twirl my mustache. I feel like I need a reputable challenge for Baszler. Possibly.
Interesting.
That's what I feel like I need. Because I don't have one yet.
I mean,
it's just
not to try to push you in any direction, but Charlotte Flair is there.
Charlotte Flair is there. Asuka is also there.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Baszler is an interesting matchup that we have never seen, I think.
Not in our universe.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't know if they've had a singles match. Now that I remember it, they had, because Charlotte Flair was inserted into the Ruby Riott Shayna Baszler feud.
Right.
I forgot about that. So that would make
that was a mistake.
That never happened. That was canon.
That feud was so good.
Honestly, I'm more interested in Asuka than Flair, just because Asuka's already a face, and I can just do something with that, and Asuka can add different dynamic to my roster. Just a character is just sort of that crazy, dynamic, off-the-wall character. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm still thinking, but what are you thinking so far?
I'm looking at your roster. I'm trying to think about what I need too. And what I need, I feel like, is more... I think I need more star power. More, like, heavy hitters. Like, I know I have, like, Adam Cole and Styles and Owens. But I need more, you know? I need more people who...
I'm terrified what that means. So by star power, you mean Mojo Rawley.
I feel like I need more challengers for Sami Zayn.
By that, you mean Mojo Rawley.
If you take someone like Asuka or Charlotte, then I think I deserve someone big back, is what I'm saying.
That's fair. Let's see where Asuka is on this, on the rankings here. I gotta search for Asuka. Asuka, where is Asuka? Asuka. Was she not on here? Where is she? Where the hell is she? Oh, there she is. So, of equal value to Asuka, the closest would be Naomi and Mickie James.
Two people I already have.
Oh yeah, you do.
You have Mickie James. Sorry.
Yes. Oh, I have Ruby Riott. So that my mistake. The closest in value would be Ruby Riott.
Oh, okay.
That'd be the closest in value, I guess. But obviously, I can be okay with if you take someone else, depending on who that is. Let's shop around. Let's see. Do I get Style? I can get Mastiff. Which could be interesting.
I could get Murphy.
This is true.
We can have Team Eminem back in action.
I always fear of like getting anyone new in my roster because
trades are hard.
Trades are hard because it's like what do I need to do a trade? Honestly, I don't. This is my thought process. My mid title, and my world title are totally fine where they are. I think my tag title scene is fine because I think I can introduce more people and do well because I got a bunch of people. In my women's title stuff, I feel like I need more stories, and also I feel like I need some like mid card stories as well happening. I think the only mid card stories I have kind of are R-Truth, and then non-title mid card stories. I think the only ones that are really happening are kind of R-Truth, and that being, I guess I have a mid card story in the women's division as well with Ripley and Morgan. But I guess I am doing a decent enough job. And I have a little bit of Aleister Black starting, so maybe I am doing it. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. But nonetheless, but I also have Bayley, and I have not used Bayley in whatsoever.
Yeah.
I would like to have and to hold forevermore. Yeah. Hold on. Taking Asuka away would be a big hit from you, I feel like.
This is true.
Because you have a lot of other tag teams. You're building a lot of other tag teams. You know, really, unless Sasha Banks is the face, in which case you can do Natalya. You can do Carmella with a new gimmick change. You can do Lana, Billie Kay. I could take Undisputed Era out from you.
You can take 4 people from me?
Yes, I can. I can and I will. This is a tough one. I'm sure much of this conversation will be cut out.
Probably.
What I'm thinking right now is either Mastiff or Asuka.
Mastiff or Asuka.
Or some sort of wild trade for both.
Sort of wild trade for both. Interesting. For Mastiff and Asuka. That'd be weird. I don't know. I'm kind of doing a thing with Mastiff, and we have to agree on this.
I know.
I don't think I'm willing to give up Mastiff just yet because I'm doing a thing with Mastiff. But I'm okay. Honestly, it's gonna sound weird. I'm okay with trading Asuka, I think.
Okay. Well, who are you interested in? I'm looking to get Mastiff and Asuka, and let's see if I can convince you and myself to get rid of someone huge enough that would make it do for Mastiff and Asuka.
I don't know if I want to give up Mastiff. I don't know if I want to give up Mastiff.
I give up Keith Lee.
I'm trying to build up Mastiff as a single star over here. I don't know if I want to give it up yet.
I mean, that's fair.
Who am I willing to give? Who am I willing to take? Who do I want to take from you? Basically, I'm looking at names over here, like Candice LeRae. I'm looking at names. Actually, I had Candice LeRae. I'm looking at names like Ruby Riott. I'm looking at names like Sonya Deville. I'm looking at names like I'm looking at Murphy over here.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't mind having Ciampa back.
I would hate you so much. I'm not gonna agree with Ciampa at this point.
It's not like I would say we have to agree on it. It's not like we're gonna do anything rash, you know.
That's fair. Well, put up some names and we can talk about
it. It's not a trade. I just get to pick, you know. I'm looking at Gulak too. I don't know. I also think I need somebody big. Like I need I need somebody like a Roman Reigns or a Daniel Bryan or a Drew McIntyre. But I want to try to move away from Drew McIntyre on SmackDown. I feel like he's done everything on SmackDown.
Can I pitch you something?
Okay.
You give me Mastiff and Asuka.
Why do you want Mastiff so bad?
Because I love my English boy. And in exchange, this will be a ridiculous trade, probably. And in exchange, I give you... Is this a good idea, Ryan? We go real quickly.
Are you about to say the words of Roman Reigns?
No, I want him.
Damn.
I'll give you Roman Reigns if you give me one more person on top of Mastiff and Asuka.
Oof.
But I was going to pitch.
I'm ready.
I was going to pitch, and this may be a stupid decision, Ryan. This may be a dumb decision. But I was going to pitch. You give me Mastiff and Asuka, and I'll give you Gable and Bryan.
Gable and Bryan, very interesting. The new Pure almost.
Or if you want Roman Reigns, I want Mastiff, Asuka, and one more person. Because obviously Roman Reigns comes with Paul Heyman. Not saying that one of these people will be worth Paul Heyman, but I got Spo Dallas worth Paul Heyman.
I don't know if I want to trade. I don't know if I want to lose a woman on my roster to add another guy, though.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I would be okay with Mastiff and Asuka if I got maybe like Daniel Bryan and someone from your women's roster. I don't know if I even want Chad Gable. Because I don't know how to use Chad Gable. I know you like Chad Gable, so I know you'll use him better anyway.
Okay.
Daniel Bryan does sound good, though, but I don't...
Does sound good. Now, there is the situation that, like, Sami Zayn is the heel, I guess, right now. You could easily turn Bryan face, I guess, but the bigger name... I don't really have a lot of big name faces, unless you...
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, unless you, like, flip someone. Unless you want Edge.
I still... Man, this is tough. I hate trades.
Yeah, trades are tough.
I can't believe how bad you want Mastiff.
I have no current plans for him, but I just want him. But we can simple it. We can simple it just Asuka if you want. Just simple it. I've proposed stuff, and you can obviously counter. It's totally up to you. You can trade injured people, I guess, if you like.
Can I propose Asuka for Sonya?
Asuka for Sonya. That's your counter?
My counter is I keep Mastiff, and we trade straight up Asuka for Sonya.
Asuka for Sonya.
Because you said you don't have plans for Mastiff. I have an idea for Mastiff.
This is fair. I might have pulled my hand.
So I would like to continue Mastiff's singles run.
I may have played my hand there.
Here on SmackDown.
I'm going to imagine that singles run is Mastiff versus Owens.
However, I don't have anything for Asuka. I know you can come up with something good for Asuka.
Yeah.
And I think Sonya Deville could be a good addition to SmackDown as a challenger for Sasha Banks. I know I say I needed more challengers for Sami Zayn, but I'm just going to have to work on building some people up, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take... I've decided I don't want one of your big stars as a cop-out because that's... For me, that feels like a cop-out of... That feels like my own cop-out of me not building people just so I could have the easy out of, like, a Roman Reigns or a Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give myself that easy out. I want to make myself kind of work for a good Universal Championship storyline.
It also helps in my regards that Sami Zayn's your current heel, and the big names that you want to take are all heels. Like, you don't really want McIntyre, but then there's my WWE champion, Keith Lee, and then after that, Edge, obviously, but it sounds like you don't want Edge at all. And then after that, Ricochet? Like, it quickly drops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know. My pitch is Asuka for Sonya. That's my... Just straight up.
I confirm. Agreed. We'll trade. Okay. Asuka for Sonya.
All right. Cool. So I keep Mastiff. You get Asuka. I get Sonya Deville.
This is correct, sir.
Sounds good to me.
There we go. Trade complete.
Indeed.
That it was a randomizer on me, but
that was harder than I expected it to be.
We've never done a fair trade. We've always done like steals and stuff.
Yeah, so a fair trade is way harder than I was ready for. I was like, fair trade, this should be easy. We can agree on people, but then we just couldn't.
Yeah, and we're just like, well, then I was like, I want Master. And you're like, no, I want him. Yeah, I think like I can do something of Asuka. I think storyline wise, throwing her straight into the Baszler story right now would make sense, honestly.
It could, because Baszler's like, nobody on Raw can take me on, and then it's like, but what about someone who was on SmackDown?
Yes. So I can bring in Asuka to do that. I think that could be a nice, solid move, while still continuing to build up Rhea Ripley. I already talked about my plans for her, and I talked about that I wanted to do that Elimination Chamber match. So Asuka being in that could also be added star power into that match.
Right, yes, you had the, you got observed.
And then, yeah, I mean, what do you think about Sonya? It feels like Sasha Banks is sort of the face of your women, sort of acting like a face. So between Flair and Natalya and Deville and Carmella, it seems like you had some solid contenders.
Yeah, Sasha Banks has definitely been more on the face side lately. So I will say I did just move her to the face end of the roster. Because, like you said, she has been being more face-ish, and she's been trying to get challengers and really prove that she deserves that title.
Yeah.
And she beat down Charlotte Flair. She's got some wins under her belt. And I think Sonya Deville could be a good maybe next challenger. Maybe not immediately, because I think Sasha's in the same place as Baszler is right now, almost, with the like looking for a new challenger but don't know who it is yet, because like no one really on SmackDown got that build, but like she's beaten the big one, so it's like who's next? And Sonya could possibly be a new challenger. You know?
It's a thing where it's the same. You're in the situation I was like a month ago, where I was like, okay, now who's next in challenging Baszler? Just like looking at my roster, coming up with ideas for like, okay, Candice LeRae Baszler, that sounds pretty good. Because I know it's like, I'm using this person, using these people. I just use Bayley, but I don't have any ideas for Bayley right now. It's just like a thing after a thing after a thing. But I think it's good. I think there's some good ideas that we have. Okay, well, there we go. That is it for this week's episode of Hit the Books. If you liked Raw, if you liked SmackDown, you can go vote in our poll on Twitter. That's going to be there all weekend long. It's on our profile page at CountOutPod. That's at CountOutPod. You can go there. It's the pinned tweet at the top of our profile page. It's going to be there all weekend long, where you can vote on which card you liked better. Was it Raw? Was it SmackDown? And then, like we said, the loser gets hit with the randomizer. So we'll see what happens next week. Mikey, anything to plug?
I got Independent Waters to plug. Go check out that show every Wednesday, where me and Zach Batista go through the independent wrestling scene and find matches for you. We review them and tell you how they work if you ever want to go check them out. So go subscribe to that show, Independent Waters, wherever you can find podcasts, or right here on the Countout Network. You can find the episodes. So go check that out every Wednesday if you like independent wrestling, or if you want to get into independent wrestling, because it's a good starting point, I think.
Totally agree. Indie Waters is a great way to sort of start out and follow along, watch some solid matches, watch some new people, as you get into professional wrestling. I want to plug,
because I know when I was getting into indie wrestling for the first time, I was overloaded with the options. I had kind of decision paralysis when it came to like, there's a lot of indie matches here. I don't know where to start, so I just didn't.
Yes.
So if you're having that same decision paralysis, I think Indie Waters is a great way to start off, because I feel like we pick some out for you to check out. So go watch that show if you want to get into indie wrestling or like it already. I think either way, it's a great show for anybody to get into.
I want to plug G1 and Only. There's a new episode that came out last Monday, where I went in depth about the G1 and Only, the G1 climax appearance of Yoshiaki Yatsu. It's a name that I've never heard of before. It's a name that I imagine most New Japan fans have never heard of, unless you're an old school guy. Even then, he was never. I mean, even then, he was in like the 80s. He was a New Japan guy, but not even a huge guy at the moment. You may remember him as a tag team of Riki Choshu, which is a name you may know as a New Japan fan listener. But go check it out. I changed up the format a little bit more to get more in depth in terms of Yoshiaki Yatsu and his story about his story through the G1 Climax, his history with different opponents and whatnot. It was a really good episode, so go check that out. Comes out last Monday, so yeah, go check that out when you get the chance.
Yeah, definitely go check out that show. It's super cool. I think you'll like it.
And that is it for this week's episode of Hit the Books. We'll be back all next week, next Friday, in fact. Celebrate the end of the year. Celebrate the end of 2020 officially. We're out of the goddamn month.
Thank God.
We'll be back all new next Friday, January 1st, with an all new episode of Hit the Books. So until then, we've got 2 words for you.
Book it.